Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this week's training session. Sorry for the delay. I had some issues with PowerPoint that I was battling. Believed to have worked those out. So let me know if you can hear my voice. I'm going to share my screen with you in just a moment. All right, now let me just share this on Facebook and we will get started off. All right, please type in the chat box if you can see my screen right now. All right, so let's get things kicked off and welcome everyone to this week's Wi-Fi Wednesdays. My name is Kevin Z. I am founder and CEO of My Wi-Fi Networks. And we're getting started a few minutes late today. So my apologies for that, but everything's now worked out. I believe everyone can see my screen and that is all good to go. So let's get things kicked off. Now, I know that previously we offered the 30-day Wi-Fi challenge, and you know, I actually was really battling all week with how I was going to do this direction. I think, you know, a lot of you, you know, were expecting for me to kick off with this 90-day Wi-Fi challenge and, you know, have me train and come on these, you know, every single Wednesday and teach you guys how to do stuff. Now, then I looked at the stats and I realized that a lot of the people, unfortunately, who were regularly attending these live sessions, so I'm speaking to the ones that are on here live, but also if you're watching the replay, I took a look at your accounts. And I saw in many cases, you did not even set up a device. You have no devices online. You have never really taken a strong attempt to making it work. You just come on to the sessions and you learn, which is no harm on that. But unless you take action, you're not going to see results. So I was really battling on, you know, do I get on these calls every single week and do I keep training on these advanced strategies on this 90-day Wi-Fi challenge to those who have not even completed the 30-day Wi-Fi challenge? It's almost like trying to run before you walk, or, you know, try to go down a double black diamond ski hill before you even tried to go down the green bunny hill. You know, any metaphor you want to use, I don't want to overwhelm and I don't want to interrupt any flow or any potential flow you have. So my challenge to you and everyone listening here is, first of all, if you've done the 30-day Wi-Fi challenge, you're very familiar with the process, you qualify your clients, you do the magic message, you also reach out, you go door to door, whatever it is, however you connect, maybe every time you go for dinner, you talk to the owner, however you handle it, you have ways of getting leads and qualifying them. Once you do, you show and sell. So you use the preview tool that we have inside the CRM. We covered that every single week on how to automatically generate a Facebook landing page or a preview page using the /P domain on the white label. If you know what that means, then hopefully you're using it. If you don't know what that means, please watch the replays. I go into all of that in depth. So you show and sell. You basically show the client the preview of what it will be like to connect to social Wi-Fi at their location. And then ultimately you close that, you set up either a trial, a demo, a pilot, and then you upsell all of your existing plans or all of your other upsell services such as email marketing, Facebook retargeting, Facebook ads, SEO, reputation, whatever it is. So all that is the process. And if you've done the 30-day Wi-Fi challenge, so if you've gone through these steps, you've done this before. Now, in many cases, a lot of you have not. So I'm going to offer the 90-day Wi-Fi challenge as promised, but I'm going to have one caveat. So I'm going to work with you not only in a smaller group environment, but I'm also going to take the opportunity to set up a one-on-one call with you to really understand your business. But for this to happen, for you to come to the 90-day Wi-Fi challenge, you need to prove to me that you've done the 30-day Wi-Fi challenge. So here's how you do that. You leave me a video testimonial. So you can do this right on your phone or your laptop with a webcam, but go into detail about how you started off. Keep it brief. I'm not saying, give me a half an hour story, but, go into specifically how you got started with Wi-Fi, how you accomplished the 30-day Wi-Fi challenge. Show me tangible results. Show me that you've accomplished the 30-day Wi-Fi challenge, which is, if done successfully, you have your first paid Wi-Fi client after 30 days by following those steps. So essentially, tell me your story. Then send me an MP4 file directly, or send me a YouTube link, however you want to share that file, put it on Dropbox, whatever it is. And also feel free to just post it directly in the Facebook group, let everyone else see it. If you do that, I will work with you directly one-on-one to set up your personal 90-day Wi-Fi challenge, which really means helping understand your goals, where you're at, where you want to be. This is consulting that I normally charge $3,000 or $5,000 for a session for. You're going to get this. You get the abbreviated version of this. Obviously, you won't get the full session that I charge $5K for, but you'll get the real, like the Coles notes of it, or the meat and bones of exactly what you need to do and how to set this up and help check in with me. And I'll also set up a separate Slack channel in the private Slack group where you'll have instant access to me to help you accomplish this. So the reason I'm doing this is really, I don't want to overwhelm many of you. I know a lot of you come to the table being like, no, I want to see the 90, I want to see all the strategy, but I go into your account and you don't even have a device online. You don't have a paid client. I mean, you can't be thinking about the bigger thing if you haven't planted the seed. So for you to work with me directly and for you to get access to the beginning of the 90-day Wi-Fi challenge, leave a video testimonial. So record it yourself directly, and we'll probably close this out by next week. So do it as soon as you can. Send me that video testimonial of you accomplishing it. Now, if you haven't yet done the 30-day Wi-Fi challenge, there's still time. You can still go back to those replays. Go do it. Once you do it, send me that video testimonial. You'll be into the 90-day challenge. I just really want to make sure that the people who are on this and who are getting this training and who are really ready to ramp up your business at the next level are prepared, are motivated, because I don't want to work with tire kickers. I don't want to work with people who don't have it in them to, be motivated and who don't want it, who don't want to get out there and grind it. If you're not ready to do that, I'm not really ready to share the great strategies with you, because you're just going to take advantage of it and you're not really going to put it to use. So I'm going to be sharing some really, really ninja stuff with those who do this on the 90-day challenge. And all it takes is for you to have a paid client and prove that to me. You'll be right into this special Slack. It'll be a private group, so you won't see it, but those who are in it will know it exists. And we'll be in there sharing some really cool stuff and setting you guys up individually. As I mentioned, each one who sends me this will get a private call with me, and I'll sit there and I'll help you really understand your business and help give you the shortcut of what I think you can do immediately to get the most results. Okay. Now, hope everyone has that clear. I'm going to now just, really open it right up to the questions. If you guys have any questions that I can answer right now, I can dive in and demo something. If you want me to do that as well, please let me know. And I'll take a look at the Q&A right now. All right, I don't see any questions coming in yet. I see Todd is wanting me to demo the internal email auto generator. What do you mean by that exactly? Is it the automation that sends thank you emails? Yep, cool. All right, let me dive in and show you that. All right, I'm going to just dive into one of the platforms here. Again, if you're setting this up for yourself, you have your white label domain up there, you have your SSL cert listed, everything is all good. It's all good if you go into branding and you go over here, everything should be green, and both of these should be on. The V2 social portal and the custom domain social portal should be on. Both of these are on and green. You are really good to go. You have your white label, you have your automatic and dynamic CRM tool, the /P set up under your domain, the leads getting tracked inside your lead list. You got all the goods. But to answer this question, specifically on how to automate the emails. So that all happens in the automation tab. Now, first, I should start, if you're thinking about email, you can use our mail server, but I really recommend, if you're going to send emails through our system, that you actually set up your own mail server to do that. Very easy. What you do is there's Gmail or Google Apps. So what you do here is enter your Gmail username and password. There really is no other way to do this. It's just the SMTP and details and the IMAP details for us to be able to send emails on your behalf. This works on Google, generally speaking, I think up to about 200 or 250 emails a day. This works great. So you can actually send emails directly through Gmail if you choose that, or if you are stepping it up a bit, and I really recommend this, as much as Gmail is great, there is SendGrid. So you can sign up for a free SendGrid account. I think you can get like 10,000 emails a month through SendGrid. Benefit here is that you can actually set up your own account, get your own awesome email analytics. You can even do a paid account with SendGrid, get your own mailing IP address, set up all your servers, authenticate them and sign them properly, the DKIM stuff. So you can really make sure your messages hit your client's inbox. I recommend doing this highly. This is optional, but if you want to, you're really serious about it, you definitely want to set up a SendGrid account. Once you do that, you then go to the automation tab in our system. You click on Add New Automation. Then over here, you set up essentially what you want to happen. So the automation is demo. Trigger can happen when somebody connects. When they disconnect, if they are inactive, which means they have not been seen for X amount of time, or it's that person's birthday. So any of these hit, that'll create a trigger. You can do it in real time when one of those things happen, or you can delay it. So here, let's say after they connect, 3 hours after a person connects, you can also choose to have it happen always, once, or by visit. We'll have it always. Choose your location here. So you choose where you want it to be applied to. It's either or, so you can choose location or campaign or both. It'll just apply on any of the variables that are entered in here. Then you go down to the email tab. So as you know, you can always use the third-party emails, MailChimp and all that stuff, but it's not a requirement. You can use our built-in email tool here. So here's where you choose your integration. That's where you would choose your Gmail or your SendGrid. On the drop-down here for the SMTP server, you choose your sender's name, email, and subject. And then here's where you would actually make the email. So we have a really nice WYSIWYG builder here that we're going to be building templates for shortly. But right now, you can pop anything in. You can put an image in there. You can browse an image. For example, if you don't have any images, you can also search the free database here. So you can go into your My Files. You can search to see files that you have already. You can upload your own content right into here and organize it yourself. Or you can search photos. So here, let's say I wanted to search for a steak. Say I'm doing something for a steakhouse. I just wanted to look for steak instead of them getting a photographer and going through all that. They might have pictures of their stuff, maybe not. In many cases, this looks great. So I can just choose that automatically. I can then mask it. I can put different filters on that. So that works really cool. Those who are creative or want to use this to actually generate and design your emails, you can do this. So here I'm just going to add the steak image that I just added over here. And then I can actually go in and edit here too. I can go to edit image. And there's a whole series of like Photoshop-like tools that you can use. You can do an overlay, as I mentioned, different categories of overlays. Let's say I just wanted to highlight on that steak over there and apply that. It will crop everything else. And it's pretty cool how that works. So obviously add your images, add your headlines. You can add different content pieces, different share buttons, social buttons. For example, you can drag that in here and then add your share buttons. Super easy to edit this. Add your Facebook, Google, Instagram, other type of accounts. There's Snapchat. There's all this stuff is here. So it really is made to fall in line with something that is simple. So usually it's just, hey, thanks for connecting. Happy birthday. Or we want you back, haven't seen you in 7 days. Just setting up those 3 or 4 emails. You can very easily design it through here. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. It can literally be 2 sentences with a cool picture and a call to action. That's all you need. From a call to action standpoint, recommend adding a button. So you go button over here. So you just literally on the right-hand side, you choose the URL. So I want to send them to, let's say, whatever your domain is, right? Literally. And then you have your call to action on the button itself, which you can edit and say, click here now. And obviously that goes wherever you want. And that can be to a coupon, to a printout, whatever it is. You can design it separately. It can be to download an app. It can be whatever you want. It can be a click to call action. That also works great over here. And here you can also choose here. I think one of the things is I don't do enough is really show how powerful our own system is. Like a lot of you maybe didn't know that you can do this over here. So instead of just opening a website, you can choose different actions. So you can send an email. So, hey, email us, let us know. That'll trigger an email where you can actually define the mail, subject, and body. So you can filter that easily when it comes into a third-party email provider or to a manager, like leave a review right now. So let's just show you how to do that. So if I want to say, leave us a review. So had a bad time, let a manager know. So the reason I'm writing that is because typically on the top, you'd say like, hey, had a good time, leave a review on TripAdvisor, Yelp, or whatever. And on the bottom, you'd say had a bad time, let a manager know. And here, the action on this button, I can choose here to be send an email. I can mail to whoever the manager is, so manager@yourlocation.com. Subject is customer complaints. Body can be I am not happy because. And when that person clicks on this button right on their phone or on their browser or anywhere, that'll automatically open up their email server or their email software. So Gmail or their actual app, the Gmail app or the mail app on their phone or Android or iPhone, it will create a new email to this person, manager@yourlocation.com. It'll have customer complaint as the subject, and the body will be preset with I'm not happy because, and then they can actually go in there and keep writing in their own email and actually keep that communication directly with the manager. So that is an option to use the button for an email purpose. You can also use the button to click to call. So I'll just show you how to do that. I will add another button over here. So I go to content and drag a button and say, let's say I wanted to do something creative here and say, make a call. There's actually two other things, two cool things I can do. So telephone number is one, whatever your phone number is for your location. All you have to do is enter that there. And then over here, you say, click here to make a reservation. So what happens is, if that client is really depending on phone reservations, then by click here or tap here to make a reservation, that on a phone will automatically dial. It'll pull up to dial the number. On a computer, it will pull up Skype or Google Voice or any other app on a computer that will recognize a phone number field, and that will automatically make a call. So that's very cool. And the last thing I want to show you here, and not all buttons have to be blue as well. I want to show you can also change the color of the button if you want. But the last thing I want to show you here is we'll make SMS in red, just like Twilio. So over here, you can choose the action to be sent an SMS. Same thing, SMS can be any number of your choice. And that's what you enter on this side, the number that you want the SMS to go to. And then the actual call to button is send us a text. So you can actually put these buttons in the bottom of your emails when they go out. Say, hey, happy birthday. We'd love to give you this free steak. Just click here to make a reservation and you'll get this for free if you book your birthday party at our location. So that's how it works. That is pretty awesome. So that's the email tool. I hope that's a good demo of how powerful this is. Once I actually set all this up, I click on save just in the bottom here. And then after I click on save, this will apply to every time a user connects 3 hours later at this place, they're going to get this email. And that's how it works. So Jason wants me to explain how the Facebook Messenger responses work. That's a whole course about Facebook bots and how to initiate that. If you are wondering if you'd like, I can do the 90-day challenge. I can talk more about that Facebook Messenger stuff, but definitely want to hold it off for another time because it's a long answer. The short answer is you can set up a ManyChat or WeChat account, and you can just set up when there is a response to trigger an automation inside ManyChat. And you just use that on the same page as you do people who are connecting. So when you're doing your Facebook Messenger integration, use the same page, and that will take over your whole communication flow. Andrew, you can find all the 30-day challenge videos in the Facebook group on the left side under videos. You'll find them all there. I can actually show you right here on the screen. So you go right into the Wi-Fi Marketing Experts group on the left-hand side. Oops. On the left-hand side over here, when it reloads, you're going to notice videos. And over here, again, I keep saying it every week until Facebook gives me a better way to, and hopefully they do, because they're supposed to be giving more of a focus on groups. And if they give me a better way to organize these, I will. But right now, it's all the longer videos, as you see here, are the Wi-Fi Wednesdays. So that's where you go back. And the 30-day Wi-Fi challenge, the original one, was on November 1st. So you can go back right over here. And I believe it's this one. It's the kickoff call where we first started doing this. Trevor's wondering if you have strict double opt-in, if your client has like a strict double opt-in policy, then what you want to do is not use our built-in email tool and use any of our automation to do an email. You can use your automation to do add to MailChimp. And then in MailChimp or your third-party CRM, you can specify in there to do a double opt-in when somebody is added to the list. So what's going to happen there is when they connect, your automation is going to set up, hey, send this user to this MailChimp list. On MailChimp or whatever your CRM is, you specify to say every user added to this list needs to double opt-in. You can specify then what that email will say. So you can say, hey, you recently connected to this hotspot. We'd love to keep you informed of other coupons and discounts available at this location. Please click here to continue receiving email. If you do not click here, you will not receive another email from us. And that is the way to be 100% legally compliant and still have the opportunity to let people double opt-in to communications after connecting to Wi-Fi. I have a partner asking, saying he just started, he just got his first Estimator 100 online, and he's just getting kicked off. Yes, I'm going to open this up indefinitely. Those who can prove to me that you have completed the 30-day Wi-Fi challenge with a video testimonial will be added to the private Slack channel and get the one-on-one time with me, initially to set you off with your business, and also the custom roadmap to help you really crush it selling Wi-Fi. Another requirement is that you do need to be on either a network or an agency or legacy plan in order to qualify for the 90-day Wi-Fi challenge. Awesome, we got a partner who just started off and got the box last night. The best thing to do to get off the ground is, I would say, go through some of the existing training sessions, but don't overdo it. If you have your device and you're green, you've set up an account, I would really just start reaching out to clients and get a client where you can drop that in for free and do like a 7-day trial and use your device, the same one I sent to you, give it to your client, hand it off to them, plug it in. You can always order more devices from our store. I see a lot of partners who buy 3 devices and you get free shipping. That's a great option to do, and you'll get 3 additional devices to get started and take that off the next clients. And then once that client is past the 7 days and you're showing them the report of their proven leads, they're not exactly going to unplug that thing. Hopefully you get that contract. You can send me the video testimonial at that time, and I will let you into the private Slack channel. Yeah, Trevor's wondering if the email automations can be done in the same way. The birthday, 3 days, come back. Yeah, you can set up as many automations as you want and have them all running at the same time. Just make sure that you set up different rules so that they don't get bombarded with a bunch of emails at the same time. Yeah, you need to be on, Richard's wondering, or Rick's wondering how to get access to the Slack channel. You are invited automatically. If you've ever upgraded to an agency or legacy or network plan, you are automatically invited. So check your email that you use to sign up and do a search for Slack or My Wi-Fi Slack, and you'll find that in your inbox. If you're missing it and you are on one of those plans, contact support and we'll make sure you get the invite. But everyone definitely was invited, because it's automated. When you sign up with using your email and we receive the initial payment for one of those plans, we automatically add you to that Slack channel. And then now with the 90-day Wi-Fi challenge, you're going to be invited to a private channel, one that you will not see if you're just in the group, but those who send me the testimonial. And those who are joining me late, I just want to recap this. We're going to be offering special one-on-one training with me. I realize that a lot of the time I don't want to overwhelm, and I have a lot of people who want to get started with the 90-day Wi-Fi challenge but haven't even done the 30-day challenge and don't even have devices online. So I want you to prove to me that you've accomplished the 30-day Wi-Fi challenge. You leave me a video testimonial, send me either an MP4 or a YouTube link of high quality, and also post it in the Facebook group. And then I will invite you to the private Slack channel where I'll have, first of all, a one-on-one meeting with you before you're in that channel. I want to evaluate your business. I want to work with you directly, understand what your goals, your objectives are, and really lay out a map. Like, we'll sit there with my iPad. We'll actually draft out a step-by-step flow and work plan for you directly to achieve your goals and make sure that you get what you need to get there. And we'll do that initially, then we'll get you in the group, and then we'll start doing separate training, not necessarily on a weekly schedule, but just random stuff I'm going to share in there that's going to like, blow your minds as far as like strategy and stuff. And I don't want to overwhelm those who have not done the 30-day Wi-Fi challenge, which is why I'm making this requirement to be in that different group. Jason's wondering, when you connect with Wi-Fi Messenger or Facebook Messenger, you get a conversation going with the clients. You can then use sites like ManyChat or WeChat to follow up on them directly, to initiate different kind of lead capture or engagement options, to do the follow-up sequences through third-party providers. Ours is essentially just for you to receive the message saying, hey, connect me, I want to go online. Once we receive that, we send a background webhook to Facebook. Facebook sends us a notification to open you up on the server. That's the technical part. Long story short, as soon as you connect and start a conversation, you get access to Wi-Fi. That's the user experience. So after that, you can automate whatever you want. After that user initiates conversations, which is the way a lot of the chatbots see it. Andrew has an idea to use the platform and the devices in the family room to help control content and the amount of internet time for kids. Yeah, you can technically do that, actually, Andrew. You can set up a campaign. Let me actually show you how to do that. If you were to want to do that, you can do that. I mean, that's a lot of options that might not come to immediate thought of most people, but how you do that, let me just flip over to the other view here. I'll just go back into the dashboard. So the way you would do that is you would create two separate campaigns, and one campaign would allow you to connect with Facebook, and the other campaign would be like, a graphic that said, hey, it's time for bed, and no login options. Literally, it would have a login passcode, so like you or your wife would know the password to log in. To show you how you would do that, if you just wanted to have a passcode option, so as you know, everyone knows how to do the Facebook login and the actual social login, but if you wanted to create a new campaign that was during downtime, in a time where you did not want people to connect, and think about it, protecting it from your kids is one thing, but also think about, a business that just doesn't want to offer Wi-Fi to anybody if they're closed. Like if the restaurant's not open and the seats are not available and no one wants to actually, sit down, then why are we offering free Wi-Fi again? So what you can do there is have a login option. You actually remove these two options. You have a passcode option, and the passcode is, some random number that is the only option. So your staff might know this, your owner might know this, but anyone else going here, what's the passcode? I have no idea. This is just like a normal, old school SSID. And that's the experience that you can do. So once you save this, and we'll just do this, SSID, actually do passcode only. So I will choose that campaign name, passcode only. And then after I set up this campaign, I can obviously design that. I can, put whatever message to my kids or my guests that are, there after hours. I can customize that as I please. Then I go right into locations. I choose the location. Let's say it's, whatever location that I want to be working with. I go to campaigns. I see that, first of all, I set an actual default campaign. So I have a default that is set for every time that is not close time. That is what's going to run. So let's say this is running, just, any random campaign is running. But now I want it to have a new campaign that's going to run over here. I can actually do daily. And here is Facebook permission, or actually, no, I actually had it was called passcode. So passcode only. So here I'm setting my passcode only to schedule daily, and daily between, let's say, the time that my kids or whoever might try to connect to the internet. Whoops, I clicked the wrong button there. But essentially on that campaign tool, let me just go back to it quick. Sorry, I got my mouse under a cord here. It was just clicked. So I scheduled a campaign here. I go daily. And daily between, let's say, 5:45 p.m. and 9:45 p.m., times where people would try to do it. I can do that. I'll also do it until a certain day, or just do it indefinitely here. So that's how it works. And essentially, that's how you can do it. I actually have to set the campaign there too. But you get the idea. That's how you can actually set the limits and do something like that. So it normally takes about 3 to 5 business days in Canada or the US for equipment to arrive. If you are overseas, it might take a bit longer, But if you have any questions, you can always track your package. You are always sent a tracking number within a couple of business days of you ordering it, or usually same business day or next business day it is shipped. So we send you a tracking number, and after that, it takes you about 3 to 5 business days North America, about 5 to 7 business days outside of North America. Question is, can the email automations be set up through external email providers? Yes, you can plug in SendGrid, Gmail, as I mentioned, or you can just send it to a third-party CRM. Over 1,000 total, including our email CRMs, and Zapier now claims over 1,000 endpoints. So you can always use Zapier. We integrate directly with Zapier as well, so you can do all that through those channels. Yeah, question about TP-Link units. You can always still use TP-Link if that's what you have available and the firmware works. A lot of regions are blocking the firmware, so there's really nothing we can do about that. But in cases where you have open TP-Links and you want to use those, they're okay. I recommend always the SH100, but I think the individual Michael who's asking is on an island in the Caribbean, and sometimes the shipping gets expensive and you have TP-Links on the ground, so that's what you want to use. No problem using those. You can use those all day long. If the firmware works and the performance is great for what you need, that's cool. We recommend the SH100 because there's literally no hassles. There's nothing to install. There's no firmware. It auto updates. It's good performance and it's great. And we ship it to you for free. So that's why, we have that. So there's actually another thing I want to be sharing. There's a lot of gear that a lot of people have been asking me for. So a lot of people want some t-shirts that they could use to go sell. So if you guys saw me wearing the t-shirt before, my Wi-Fi is social. Or is your Wi-Fi social? In the back, call me now. Find out how. And all those graphics. I'm actually going to be selling those t-shirts in our store, pre-printed and ordered to your size. So we'll be you'll be able to get those if you want to take them to sell. And any other kind of gear that you want, let me know, and we're going to throw up some some print-on-demand products there. Ultimately geared to help you sell, like no markups really on that, just to really help you get the gear you need and the swag, because sometimes it helps if you come in wearing a t-shirt or a cool call to action. It kind of gets a lot of attention. I've actually, to be honest, I was at Web Summit, a big conference out in Europe, it was in Portugal last year. And I was out at one of these pub crawls and at one of the bars, and I actually hooked up a huge meeting because somebody saw my Wi-Fi, saw a Wi-Fi symbol on my T-shirt, and asked me what do I do with Wi-Fi, and it was actually a huge provider in Europe that we got a bunch of meetings with. So that's just case in point. Sometimes it helps what you wear, and you got to dress for the cause and go all in. So I'll be sharing some links to some swag that you can buy, some T-shirts, some things like that you can use to deck out and look all professional. Mike says he has a large 92-room getaway. Is how you connect them to the cloud. Depending on how you set that up, Mike, it all depends. If you want a cloud controller, it's really simple with OpenMesh or Aruba or Meraki. Otherwise, you can use a MikroTik gateway and put it behind that. All depends on your network infrastructure. I recommend reaching out to the person who set that network up, and they'll tell you how it's all set up. And you can always ask our support team if you need help in configuring that. But we won't set it up for you, but we'll answer any questions you have on how to approach that. Rick's wondering if we have an API, I guess you're asking, for user creation. If you wanted a Zap where somebody buys, a product in your shopping cart, let's say buys your product, you want to send a notification to us to create a sub-user for that user. Am I correct? Is that what you're trying to do? I'll let you clarify that, Rick, and I'll answer that. Someone's asking if you're authorized to use the content of the Wi-Fi WordPress theme and a site you build on your own. Totally, yes. The idea of all the content we share with you, chop it up, take the graphics, the content, make your own site, make your own thing. we actually prefer not, don't take the cookie cutter option. It's like a real good, efficient way to, have a website, but it's not unique. It's better if you just cherry pick those parts of the website and use that. That's usually what's best. In fact, a lot of you are wondering about websites. We do have, we have a sister company, Brick and Mobile, and there we have what we call the ecosystem, mobile ecosystem. And there we share a separate website template, and I can show you where it is now. You can rip a couple parts of it, but it's yourmobileagency.com. It's the same demo I have. It's just the front end is used for mobile. And this is the preview of the website that comes with the mobile ecosystem. Now the ecosystem has everything. So it has mobile websites, NFC marketing, mobile wallet loyalty, Wi-Fi marketing, SMS, QR codes, all that built in together. And this is the website that we have for that. So also feel free if you want to take some pieces of this specifically on Wi-Fi marketing over here. As you see, a lot of the content taken from our website was put here. So you can also take this stuff as well. It's yourmobileagency.com. And we give this template and whole WordPress template with our Brick and Mobile ecosystem. That's available on a separate site. So the question is, do you need to set up a Facebook app for each customer? No, you can use our default app, but it's really recommended to set it up because then you can segment the data and filter everything on Facebook and look at the analytics separately. And you can also target ads by people who connect to the app. It makes it much more clean, especially if your client wants to have their data separated for whatever reason. It's highly recommended to do that. So Michael's asking a business with 120 clients. If that's concurrent clients, by client, if you mean 120 people connecting at exactly the same time, then I would look at getting 3 open mesh access points, let's say, to be cost effective. The A60s, get 3 of those, mesh it up, and you should be fine. If it's 120 total people, not connected users, and you're just wondering who's going to connect, probably the SH100 is fine for that. And if it's not, and if somebody complains, and just install an open mesh next time, if there's more than the average 10 or 20% of people connecting. All right, cool. So let me ask, before we finish things off, I see a couple more questions in I'm going to answer shortly, but how many of you are going to be doing this 90-day Wi-Fi challenge or getting involved with this? This obviously requires you going through the 30-day Wi-Fi challenge, going through messaging clients, setting up a pilot, get a paid user, then leaving a video testimonial with me, telling me your story, what you did for the 30-day Wi-Fi challenge, kind of how you got it done, show me proof of you getting it done, show me the contract, a check, whatever it is, to prove to me that you have a paying client, and then send that to me in video format, also post it in the group, and I'll invite you to a separate private Slack group, also get on a one-on-one call with you to help personally map out your business, give you a roadmap and a plan to help you execute the 90-day Wi-Fi challenge for your business. Because really every client is different. Everyone has different objectives, different plans, and should have a different roadmap. So this is why I'm breaking it up, and I'm only going to be sharing this with those that are really, caring and have clients and are really trying to make something big with this. Because it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen. You're not going to get lucky. You're going to have to work hard, and if you work hard, you will get massive results. But it only will come if you try. So that being said, any other questions I can get to? Google Plus option, Google deprecated that option. When they create a new option that makes sense for us to add, we will add it back. So we're just waiting on to see how Google wants to handle that kind of stuff. Rick's asking where you can find the list of questions you need to onboard new clients. All that is found inside the members area. Okay, you can go inside your dashboard on the top over here, members area, click on that. Inside members area, over here, let's say getting started. So there's all things explained. I'm not sure what you're looking for, but steps to your first Wi-Fi client are here. This kind of tells you exactly what you need to get done. So initially set your stuff up. So the reason, again, that's a great point. And thanks for, thanks Rick for, randomly having me show this, but You know, the steps are steps to your first client: initial setup, learn about the product, get the platform set up, brand your materials, get the lead gen, onboard your first client. I'm not going to get into the specifics of all the ninja strategies and the upsells and stuff if you haven't accomplished the very basics. So make sure you go through all of this. This is what you really need to do to get things going. If you want the install checklist as well, you can do install. You can do the technical services over here. I believe there's a video I have that talks about how to lease the hardware, how to install stuff. We do have the install checklist. I believe it is in the marketing materials. So you can just go back right here to the main guides, the marketing materials and tools. You can go down to marketing materials here, all downloads, and we'll do a better job at organizing this, but I think a lot of it is there. Here in the marketing material downloads, I believe there is a checklist somewhere here. I can't find it right now. I know it's here because I just saw it the other day, but you can see site survey checklist. There it is. So you just search for checklist. The site survey checklist is there, and actually it's on the right-hand side. We'll get that video fixed, but the checklist is over here. So if you're dealing with a client, these are the questions you really want to ask before you go set up a network. So is there existing Wi-Fi in place? If so, are there any stats that I can look at? Can I look at the real numbers of people connecting here? That would be great. Good to know. If you're setting up a new network, you want to know how big it is. You want to know if there's a rough sketch or a floor plan. You want to know what the desired coverage is. Where do they want the Wi-Fi to be available? You want to know if it's just indoors or outdoors or both. You want to know how many people can fit in a location at a peak time. You don't want to ask them how many people they think that will connect, because they're always going to overshoot that. You just really want to know how many people are there total. And then after that, say, hey, of those people, how many you think realistically are going to connect? You also want to make sure that you have high-speed internet available on site or Ethernet cables in place. You'll kind of want to know the framework or setup of that location. You want to know who the ISP is. Sometimes it matters because some ISPs can be real assholes, excuse the language, but they just are not helpful. So you want to know what you're getting into and know who the data provider is there. You want to know what the speed of connection is up and down, especially if you have to upgrade that. Let them know what the cost could be. You want to make sure that your speeds are super fast. You're getting really fast downloads and uploads. Downloads are more important, but that needs to happen, especially if you're offering guest Wi-Fi publicly. You need to know if you need to run new cables or not. That usually is not for you. It's for the provider or the partner that comes in to install your network. They would be really interested in that. So it kind of helps if you know that and what you're getting into. You want to know what the estimated data usage is. Hey, do your clients usually use YouTube or Snapchat? Or are they just checking Google and reading news? It helps to know the demographic of the client. Sometimes it determines traffic. You want to know if there's point of sale or any other systems or things to note of or to be aware of if you're setting this up. And know also if there's an IT company or consultants that they work with. And then barriers to install. There's, obviously metal doors, cinder blocks, concrete walls, sometimes water, all that can get in the way of your signal. And depending on who you're setting up for, you follow these general, stats for setting up these. These are the old TP-Link devices. Our new SH100s kind of match up with the Pro. So up to 32 users max, really about 20 to 25 recommended, especially if they're downloading video or stuff like that. Here's some other estimator tools that can help you figure out and map your APs if you're doing that for your client. So all this, again, can be found inside the members area, the survey checklist. Just go to members area and search for checklist. Then on the right-hand side, there it is, and I will make sure that this video is fixed later today. Yeah, anything on the mobile agency side on Brick and Mobile, I haven't talked about it in a while, actually, but I'm going to be doing some other additional training that I'll invite you on, that I'll talk to you about all the additional stuff that we have to sell, in addition to mobile punch cards, mobile wallet loyalty, beacons, GPS notifications, proximity marketing, mobile websites, integration of that with SMS providers, and really a full service 360-degree mobile marketing solution that's available at brickandmobile.com. But I'll be sharing more about that and some additional training. I'll email you separately, or if you're interested, you can always chat with support and they'll help gear you or guide you in the right direction there. All right, a question about cloning locations. Unfortunately, you cannot. We want to make sure that you set up new locations, but you simply, there's a Google autocomplete, so it's super easy to add new locations to the system. At what point do you move from the SH100 to OpenMesh? I would say once you get complaints that the internet is becoming slow. It's one of two things at that point. It could be the access point, or it could also be just the data. You got to make sure that the upload and download speed are great. I always recommend going to sites like fast.com. It's something Netflix got, or using the any of the internet speed. Just have your client do this. Like say, hey, you're complaining about the internet. Can you go to fast.com and just let me know what the number says? We have fiber in our office here. So we got some ridiculous speed here. Like I'm streaming HD video on 2 separate channels, and I'm still getting 500 megabytes per second down speed. So that's cool. And if do this, but the better test is speedtest.net. So if your clients ever complain about the internet, be like, yeah, no worries. I need you to plug in to the internet and just, not on Wi-Fi, but tell me what kind of speeds you get on this website. So here's, you see, internet speed is not an issue at the office here, but in many cases, your clients will complain about your devices and all this stuff. You need new stuff. Well, look, sometimes it's not the hardware. It literally is the pipe that you're working with. So here we're throttled on an upload to about 40 megabyte a second upload. So this is why it's hovering here. The ISP is literally telling me that I cannot use more, even though I probably can. That's throttled here, and it looks to be throttled also at around 500 or so there. So this is super fast. This internet would be more than great to offer this to a whole bunch of, locations clients at this location, which is cool. But you got to think about your clients. And in some cases, my plan costs about $180 a month, and I get those kind of speeds. So that's another cost that your client needs to be aware of if they want to offer this to a large group. Modus wants to know about AdWords and Facebook remarketing and how important it is. I can talk very briefly on that for sure. So the idea is that once users connect to your hotspot, they can get added to a Facebook audience or a remarketing audience. The benefit there is that if your clients ever spend any money on Facebook or on Google or spend money on online advertising, they always just kind of figure out who their target is using Facebook's built-in targeting tools. And 80% of that budget is wasted, shown to the wrong people if only 20% take action. That's even a high number. So the idea here is that you can actually segment the people who are connecting to Facebook and Google. You're automatically creating an audience on Facebook to retarget those users. So anyone that connects gets added to your audience. You can then use Facebook's algorithms to target those people's friends and people similar to those people, so that next time the advertiser spends $1 on Facebook or whatever they're spending, they're targeting a much more hyper-targeted audience that is directly people who have connected and their friends and people like those people, instead of just using Facebook's raw targeting tool, which is much less accurate when it comes to people who will inevitably take action with the brand. All right, guys. I believe that's it on the new question, and I answered almost all of them. Again, the final call to action here, and not the final one forever, but if you want to get first dibs and be part of the first round of people that go through the 90-day Wi-Fi challenge, make sure you crush it with the 30-day challenge. Let me know what you're doing with Wi-Fi. Tell me your story. Record that as an HD video. Send it to me as an MP4 or YouTube link. Post it in the group, and I will invite you to the private group and also set up our one-on-one call so that I can help cater and kind of map out your personal 90-day plan to grow your business. If you need any help at all with your platform, setting things up, connecting devices, signing things, all that jazz, contact support.mywifi.io. Always make sure to please search for a video or an article that's been published before. If it has not been published or you have problems or questions, feel free to chat with the online support there, and we'll be happy to help you as soon as possible. And also, thanks in advance to everyone who's watching this live and on the replay. Hope you make the most out of these sessions. And again, really looking forward to working with those who send me that testimonial and get into the 90-day challenge. Looking forward to setting up the one-on-one calls with you and helping you really scale your business. And then what we'll do after that is share your stories with the rest of the group, show them what's possible, and then maybe open up the 90-day challenge to other people. But initially, those who get first dibs are those who take action. On that note, thanks everyone for joining us. Thanks for watching, and all the best. I'll see you in the Facebook group, and talk soon. Bye.